it wins, then he'd get 4 and tie me. So we gotta finish this game pretty quick. Just followed you. Thanks so much for the follow. Thanks so much everyone for their follows. I really appreciate it. Oh, we got our first Busch-Gass acceptance of the day. Oh, C3, they're playing the Stockfish line. I love when they play the Stockfish moves against me.
William Grave, the Gambit man, takes his seat at the board. E4. E5. Knight F3. Bishop C5. The Busch-Gass Gambit on the board. On with the Gambit classes. Hero pawn unlocked.
Queen H6. How about that pin? Try going D4 now. Gambit glasses on. Got a chance to whip these bad boys out today. Oh yeah, keep it coming. Keep those Stockfish moves coming. Try to checkmate me. Oh, they want to go D4. They want to defend their bishop. They want to attack here. They think this diagonal is done. It is done. How about this diagonal, though? This is my game against Mittens. These are all the Stockfish moves. This is fun to play. This is fun stuff to play. These are the Gambit glasses. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, so C3, they've been wanting to play D4 for a minute now, right? They want to play D4 really badly, right? Oh, okay, wait. Let's do some analysis after. Oh, G3. G3 spicy. Typically we get H3. Okay, I don't actually know what to do here. What if I go here? So Queen G2, yeah, Queen H1. I was going to say, like, you have to go Queen H1, because Queen G2, I was going to win this. Okay, D4 is still a problem. D4, they've wanted to play D4 for so long. Are they going to actually get a chance? Like, for realsies, get a chance. Okay, go D4 now. I'll trap your queen. I'll trap it right there. Gotta go F3. Okay, good move. Okay, they've hung on to their pawn. They still probably want to go D4. We've got to stop that. Oh, got him. Check. Bye-bye, bishop. Look at that. Did I miss that last turn? No, I didn't. So I have to save my bishop. Check. Bye-bye, bishop. Oh. Well, actually, okay, they have E5. Okay, not over, not over. This is a fun line. This is fun stuff. What's going on? Alright, let's castle. Actually... Yeah, let's castle, Okay, which are you going to take? So I took this bishop. They're going to get a piece back. And then material will be equal. But your queen's literally on H1. Your queen's on H1 and can't move. Okay. Oh, wait. No, that's not a good move. That's not a good move. You undid your fork. You undid your fork, sir. You undid your fork. It was an important one. Did your fork. It was not an undoable fork for you. I have like some creative moves like this. If you take it, I want to go checkmate. Oh, King F2. Okay, wait. Freedom for the queen. Freedom for the queen. Oh, that poor queen, man. All right, let's just save our bishop like a normal person. Let's go all the way back here. Oh, so that was clever, right? We went here, and then we played bishop f8, but we didn't actually box in a rook. Played bishop f8, and we probably needed to defend that. G5. Let's just play something solid. G6. No nonsense like this. I'm up a piece. Why would I do anything crazy? 10 seconds later, he sacrifices. Rook takes d4. Let's play c5. Let's open this up. Open this up. That would be cool. I guess with g4, they're looking at trapping my bishop. Like king g3, perhaps? Oh? Indeed, king g3. Pair attack this. King G3. Wow, they can get their piece back like that. Hmm. Okay, I'll take this. If they take here, then I think okay. If queen takes, then they're not gonna be able to take this without losing the f3 pawn. Ah. So they are willing to delay this. I'm gonna try and fight him out of here. Because now takes, I would take f3. But we're still boxed in. c7 is something to keep an eye out for. g5, I never really had anything there. The bishop would sit. I would probably just improve my opponent's piece. Okay, let's play c6. Okay, it's 3 plus 2, right? Okay, okay. I can't just get flagged. Yeah, so they can't take it yet because queen takes f3. I don't think they want that. Oh, they're willing to get that. I think, yeah, maybe they wouldn't have gotten it at all if not for that. Bishop g3. No, you're just gonna get mated. I understand they want to mate me first, but that will not happen in the order they want. I just want to go here. Okay. Here. This is the nastiest. Because now, if you take it anyway, I have rook h8, rook h5, checkmate. Otherwise, I'm also threatening bishop takes f6, checkmate. So I have two threats. And we got one of them here. Beautiful game. Wow. GG. Wait, let's have a look at that. Wow, what a great Gambit Glasses victory. Finally, our first Gambit Glasses of the day, and we get a really, really nice Busch-Gass Gambit for all our new friends. Wow, okay. Say hi to YouTube, guys. This was a wild, wild up and down game. Um, well, actually, it might not have been so up and down because it started up, according to Stockfish, for white. And even though I was playing a very, very strong player, like they played so many precise moves, but it's just so difficult. It's just so impossible to defend. And it just went down for them after that. Here you can see. All right, wait, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let us have a look. And in fact, what I'll also do here for our analysis is I'll give you guys that eval bar. Actually, here, you can see all of that if you'd like. All right, cool. Okay. So it was a Busch-Gass Gambit and an acceptance. Knight takes e5, of course, the Stockfish recommendation. You can see Stockfish thinks this is even worse than a pawn, which would just be +1 because it's like a center pawn, and white's gonna go d4 and take the whole center now, right? So we play an ac6, no d4. Stockfish takes, d takes, and my opponent as well, and c3. Right, so c3 immediate. So there's all these tricky lines of like things the bishop can do here. Obviously, it's the Busch-Gass bishop. It's bishop c5. That's like the move we play. And a lot of like Stafford-esque ideas of problems we can cause on f2. There is one thing white can do to stop all that is if they just achieve d4, there's a number of good things it does. It takes the center, it blocks the diagonal, it's a tempo on the bishop, and they're just really up a pawn and they can finish their development. The whole point is that they can't just go d4 right away because we go queen h4, threatening here and here, and you really start to see the importance of this knight, the importance rather, of this knight and all the squares it would have controlled otherwise, but it's gone. It took here, we went d takes c6, the Stafford capture, it opened up our queen, it opened up our bishop, and does a lot of good things. So queen now is threatening this and this. If they just play d4 now, we take down e4, it's check, we come back, position's completely equal, white's not up a pawn anymore. So, and if they go queen e2, they can lose very quickly. Bishop g4 hits the queen. There's no f3 because of this pin. Queen moves, checkmate. So they need to go queen f3, as my opponent also does. And now the nasty move queen h6. So we went queen h4 to go queen h6. If you're a fan of my channel, you've probably seen this before. But now we've pinned this pawn. This bishop is unprotected. We've made it unprotected. We've drawn the queen out. Bishop is unprotected. It's kind of crazy. So they can't go d4 still because, I mean, some people do. But queen takes c1 or white loses. So how do you defend this bishop? You go bishop c4. I mean, you bring this bishop out. And it's the first mistake Okay, it's recommending h3. I know knight a3 is probably a good move to just maybe defend that right away. Bishop c4, so they're threatening big threat here, and they also, just want a castle. Rook will defend that, and d4 will be very, very serious. It'll attack the bishop and attack the queen. Okay, so we play knight f6, defend that, develop piece, castles. Now they're very, very excited. They're like, this bishop is not doing anything. We finally defended all this. Our position's good. We've castled. Rook is defending here. d4 is going to be very, very, very good, and we're still up a pawn. However, this is when we switch. We switch diagonals. Bishop was doing stuff over here. Now it drops back to d6. Now we're looking at the h2 pawn. Still no d4. It's been impossible every single move this game. They've wanted to play it every single move, and they will keep wanting to play it for so long. Okay, so we're hitting h2. If they play e5 here, we take it. There's nothing really they can do with this pin because we're just still hitting h2. They're just giving away their extra pawn. So my opponent played g3, which is a very interesting move because if I open the database here, overwhelmingly we have h3. As you can see here, 17 games out of 24 games. Actually, how am I doing here? Okay, I have 2 games in this position. I've won both. Oh, yeah, my other one was against Sergei Zagalko. Oh, great YouTube video. Okay, that will be right above my head right now on YouTube. Against Sergei Zagalko, Lichess legend, who I beat in this position. Wait, let's have a look at that game actually real quick. Just the end of that. So he played h3. I played bishop f4 in this game. Right? So I played bishop f4, again stopping d4 because we're hitting that bishop here, right? So again stopping that move. So my opponent actually, he plays e5. This is a crazy game. This one requires its own analysis, so I'll just link that ahead. But the idea of bishop f4 here, so we're still stopping d4. We want to play like g5, g4, and like really hit that pawn because it can't move because of queen h2. g5, g4 can really cause a lot of problems, or just bishop g4. This was a crazy game. I actually checkmated Sergei Zagalko very, very quickly. That's my only other game in this position. And also Mittens. Mittens played this line against me. And I think Mittens also played g3. In me beating Mittens. I think I'm the only person to beat Mittens without using the Stockfish's help. And it's because I used the Busch-Gass Gambit's help. That video will also be in the description. I'll link all that. Okay. My opponent, Milo Dejo Todo. Also, so they're 23-36 question mark. So we don't actually know their strength. Right, because that's like their provisional rating. So their strength could be anything. So they play your g3. So basically the issue with h3 is that there could be, well, one, there's these g5 g4 ideas like after bishop f4, but the other is like with bishop to g4 here, this queen can run really short on squares. They can't take it because of checkmate. Can't take with the queen because queen hangs, and with queen d3 it can often fall victim to like it hits with the rook here, which is why white needs to know this move d4. Which is also why I played bishop f4 in the other line. So with h3, the queen's actually running out of squares. So g3, interesting move. And actually the engine's recommendation here. And you can see white has hardly made a mistake in this game, but Stockfish is already starting to change its mind up to plus 0.9. But still, if I do like kind of nothing, all of a sudden white plays d4. My bishop, thank God, is not there. But d4 hits my queen, right? And it's protected. And if I just move it, then like e5. And, white's up a pawn, and then I'm going to be up more than a pawn. So we need to keep it coming. We need to keep it coming. We cannot take our foot off the gas pedal. Bishop to g4. So we're coming out. So still no d4. Your queen's hanging. And this will not be a good trade for you because I can take a bishop. So I took a queen and bishop, and you only took a queen. So with bishop to g4 here, the queen's got to move. And this is what I was talking about during the game. I think the queen has to go to h1, and queen h1 they did, and that is indeed the recommendation. So kind of funny situation. So if they go queen g2, I have a minimum bishop h3 and taking that rook, right? So it's pinned that way. If queen e3, interesting question. I guess the problem is queen h3. And now I really want to just play knight g4, which hits the queen and makes an unstoppable mate threat on h2. So for example, d4, and like bishop just anywhere. What do you think? Oh no, is that not right? What was the issue with queen e3? Queen h3, d4, bishop drops back. I think knight g4? It's saying white survives with this move f4, and now it has like queen d2 to hang on. Interesting lines. It just wants to trade here, and it says, you didn't get to go d4. This is just so awkward for you. Oh, I'm taking this pawn back at minimum also. Okay, so they didn't go queen e3 because they'd lose their pawn. So, and queen d3 is very frustrating if you're white because then you've blocked this. And also with castles, I'm now going to get all sorts of discovered attacks against this queen. So in the game bishop g4, that's why they chose the h1 square. So e3, it gets traded off. d3 gets in the way of this pawn and gets hit by this rook. g2, I can pin here. So they go to queen h1. It's awkward. Your queen is now all the way in the corner. You play g3 to put your queen there, but everything's defended. You're hanging on. There's no like bishop h3 taking. And again, for like the 9th move in a row, you just want to play this move d4, and it's crazy you haven't gotten to play it because it's so good. It should be an intermezzo for literally anything. It just attacks the queen. It takes the whole center. It was threatening to win a bishop before. Now it's threatening to just like fork also. In addition to the queen, how have you not gotten a chance to play it? Okay, still you don't. Queen h5. I'm going to now play bishop to f3 if you play d4, which would literally trap the queen where it sits in the corner, which is kind of just a crazy situation. If white had just even a moment to consolidate here after d4, right, to be clear, right, if they could just like kind of do this, like I play some natural moves, they play some natural moves, they take a really nice center, and they're up a pawn, and they're up a very important pawn. It's a central one, and also not to mention the fork here, but they'd really be able to consolidate his position. So it's really, really important to keep our foot on the gas pedal when your opponent's pieces are like this. This is the problem for white, right? And why they haven't, like, everything's going wrong. They have to play g3, they have to go queen h1. It's because I'm playing with many pieces. They're playing with, like, really not many. They've played c3. c3 can be a very good move. If you play d4, you can achieve a lot of good things for your pieces. However, with c3, if you don't get to play d4, all you've done is cost yourself a very important tempi, and you haven't gotten out these pieces, which are so dead on the queen side. Yeah, so this is, the engine line is actually super interesting. White twists himself up. Yeah, exactly. White is now having to do some very awkward things. f3, they're still playing the engine moves, right? So f3, so they introduce the rook also as a defender, so they won't lose it. Bishop h3, we're actually both playing engine moves. It stays at plus 0.9, and rook e1, so white stays greedy, and that was their death knell. What white needs to do is actually counter gambit. Play d4, finally, even at the cost of this rook. Because look at this. So they're down. They have a pawn for the exchange, but they have actually a beautiful center. Everything's fine. And they're threatening e5. And like I need to get out of the way of that. And then they can like really just bring out their pieces. And like these bishops can be nice. And look at that gorgeous center. So this is kind of how they can play. Sometimes, you got to take the initiative back by sacrificing something yourselves. You gotta counter gambit your opponent. Unfortunately for my opponent, they played rook e1. They tried to hang on to that, which I understand. It looks like maybe for real, you'll get to play d4. And e5 also is looking juicy with this as well. And it looks like black has nothing, but I do have one thing. I continue to play this right here with rook e1. Is queen to c5 check, shifting over. That bishop, we kind of forgot about him. He made one threat on f7 early on when he developed, and then he's just kind of been hanging out doing nothing. But unfortunately, he's unprotected, and you've opened a diagonal for your king. Those are two very important tactical elements, to look for unprotected things and to look for openings on the king independently of one another. And they come together here for a really nice move, queen h5, queen c5 check, which picks off this bishop. And if I did literally anything else, I think d4 white would be able to play and just be up their pawn. So queen to c5 check, very important move here. But the game doesn't end. So I play d4 takes and e5, right? So they actually get in d4 even as they're losing the piece. But they're going to win one back. They're going to win something back. And castles here. So now, right, so like let's say they took the knight like the engine's recommending, takes. Everything's equal, pawns and pieces. But you have no development. Your queen literally cannot move. It's there. My king's very safe. Your king is probably not that safe. I want to go maybe h5, h4. I want to use this G file, and I want to attack, right? And so, I mean, I take black 7 days a week and twice on Sunday here. Unfortunately for white, they tried to make a development move here, knight a3, and then maybe take something next turn. But with bishop takes a3, I'm able to escape that. If they just take here, now I'm just up a piece. So that is what happened. They took here. I played rook e8, which is a pretty nice move, hitting that rook. So they can't take here. I'm hitting that rook. If they take, I actually have checkmate. But they played this pretty stingy defense, and it merits analysis. So king f2, nice move, trying to free the queen. Bishop f8 was, I think, just a nice, pretty safe move here, just keeping my extra piece, defending here. Bishop g5, good development. g6, I continue to play some pretty solid moves here, just against, any pawn trades here that could win my rook. Now they play your g4, and so c5 I play, which makes some sense because it's just like freeing this. That's a pawn trade I want to make, right? Because the bishop gets out, got some good diagonal. But h5, I kind of regretted immediately not playing this move because it just kind of thaws my bishop's way out and just kind of to stay up a piece. When I play c5, they're able to play king g3, and granted it's still -4, but if they do take this bishop, we are equal on material. And it's not obvious. Okay, the engine's recommending just take here, and Black's just going to be up a pawn or two at this point, and their king is wide open. So, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I did something a little bit different. I played queen d5, didn't love it. I'm attacking this bishop. Play your just back bishop f4. Now I take this pawn. So here, right, they could play king takes h3 if they wanted, and I was really probably just going to go like d3 or something like this, and just kind of enjoy my extra pawn, and their king's still out there. My pieces are nice, and just try to win like this. In the game, my opponent takes back. We traded on e1 because I don't want my rook getting distracted. And I actually was really expecting rook takes e1, after which I was going to go maybe queen takes d4, try to tie the king down to the defense of this bishop on f4 to make them not able to take it so easily. And they play queen takes e1, and now the king is actually tied down to this. The queen gets out of the corner, but was actually doing an important job. They can't take on h3 without this pawn falling, and so it's something I tried to take advantage. h5, I'm trying to thaw my way out of here through this pawn, and take advantage of the fact that they can't take it right away. They do take it right away. Oh, no, they play rook c1 first, hitting c7. I protect this. Wow, it hated that move. What did I miss? h4 check. Oh, just really, wow, good intermezzo. Just really taking advantage of the fact that they can't take it because the queen takes f3, even though c7's hanging. Queen takes f3, this is so strong. Otherwise, if it takes h4, check. Just trying to take that bishop. Oh, and now we've distracted them from c7. And now maybe we can bring some other guys in the game. Very interesting stuff. So like here, bishop d6. If they take it, then we have got this and this coming. So h4 check, very interesting intermezzo. I just immediately respond with c6. Now they take h3, which is not a good choice. But yeah, they're trying to get their piece back, I understand. But takes f3, this is just very strong. They block, take, and now this nice move, bishop e7, which finishes the game because I'm threatening rook h8 and rook h5. Otherwise, I'm also threatening bishop takes f6. Both are going to be checkmate. So takes and rook h5. So yeah, very, very interesting game. I did checkmate my opponent's king on g5 down a piece in true Busch-Gass spirit. So that's really fun. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this line. I mean, it's the engine line. It's the engine line, but I think it's just so tricky. I've beaten Stockfish, I've beaten Mittens, I've beaten Zagalko. I got this guy, and I think it's that's not really tooting my own horn. I think the only extent to which I'm tooting my own horn is my discovery of this line. I think this line is just so very, very unbelievably difficult that even none of the people entities I just named were able to successfully defend this position for white and actually realize white's advantage. Yeah, and thanks for the reminder. Like and subscribe on YouTube. All right, everyone. Appreciate it, and have a good night. And yeah, I'll also probably be signing off on Twitch as well. Let me see here. This was from this arena. Did we win? We did win. We did win the arena. Awesome. Awesome stuff. I hope you appreciated the Busch-Gass Gambit. That was a really nice way to end it. Let's look for someone to rate.